International Information Systems and Networks, Role of and Functions of INIS, AGRIS and Medlars. Hello learners, I am Sakshi Mandwal and the subject expert is Dr. Tariq Ashraf, librarian at Zakir Hussain Library, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. A large number of international organizations are engaged in the development of library and information services. These also include global information systems devoted to collection, processing and dissemination of information in various countries. Use of computers for location, collection, storage and processing of information has opened up the possibilities of creating machine-readable databases which have led to the development of international or global information systems. This new development has been harnessed further by the very concept of decentralized input of information from the member countries of a participating system, where centralized processing of information is possible through computers, while decentralized dissemination of information is again possible at the user's end. Right information to the right user at the right time is of vital importance in the present day context. The advent of computers has enhanced the possibility of creating electronic databases, which has opened new opportunities for the development of international information systems. In this module, we bring to you descriptive account of some of the international information systems, also referred to as global information systems. These include United Nations governed International Nuclear Information System, INIS, International Information System on Agricultural Sciences and Technology, AGRIS, and Medlars, etc., among others. The programs and activities of these organizations in the promotion, information sources system and programs coordination and development of library and information services are explained. Their useful role is increasingly recognized in the present day context as we are aware that knowledge of networking, systems approach, resource sharing and library cooperation leads to problem solving of issues related to information handling and information services. Promote and widen access through the organization, digitization and preservation of information. Support the production of local content and foster the availability of indigenous knowledge through basic literacy and ICT literacy training. Promote international reflection and debate on the ethical, legal and societal challenges of the information society. Support training, continuing education and lifelong learning in the fields of communication, information and informatics. Promote the use of international standards and best practices in communication, information and informatics in UNESCO's field of competence. And promote information and knowledge networking at local, national, regional and international levels. The Information for All program covers 5 areas: development of international, regional and national information policies, development of human resources and capabilities for the information age, strengthening institutions as gateways for information access, development of information processing and management tools and systems, information technology for education, science, culture and communication, International Nuclear Information System, INIS. INIS was established in 1970 in line with the IAEA's mandate to foster the exchange of scientific and technical information on peaceful uses of atomic energy. It is operated by the IAEA in collaboration with over 130 countries. The International Nuclear Information System INIS hosts one of the world's largest collections of published information on the peaceful uses of nuclear science and technology. INIS is a unique and valuable information resource offering global coverage of nuclear literature. INIS maintains a multilingual thesaurus in Arabic, Chinese, English, French, German, Japanese, Russian and Spanish, providing translations of thousands of technical terms that help with navigating and searching the collection. The INIS repository contains bibliographic references and full-text documents of conventional and non-conventional literature, including scientific and technical reports, conference proceedings, patents and these. INIS objectives: to facilitate the exchange of information on the peaceful use of atomic energy, to make available online access to a unique collection of non-conventional literature, organizes the world's nuclear information and making it universally accessible, represents a wealth of experience and an extensive pool of information in the nuclear field. INIS activities: INIS collection updating and management computer assisted indexing, preservation of non-conventional nuclear publications, creation of the INIS multilingual thesaurus, capacity building, training and e-learning, INIS input preparation, INIS collection search, ICS, INIS progress and activity reports, published annually. INIS collection includes over 3.4 million bibliographic citations and abstracts of journal articles, scientific and technical reports, conference papers, books, patents, etc. Includes a unique online collection of over 350,000 full-text documents, INIS or ETDE thesaurus. Atomic and molecular physics, nuclear and high-energy physics, radiology and nuclear medicine, earth sciences, etc. available in all official languages of the IAEA. Outreach and promotion, publishes articles and advertisements in professional journals, preparation and distribution of brochures, information sheets and other promotional tools. INIS entries published in directories worldwide, posters continued, products and services, newsletter, capacity building through various training programs, publications, multilingual INIS, thesaurus in English, French, German, Russian and Spanish as. Atom Index, the semi-monthly regular bulletin which was earlier published by INIS, that is INIS Atom Index. It contains bibliographic references and abstracts, indexes by author, corporate author, subject, conference report number, patent number or standard number. INIS were used to send information output on magnetic tapes every month to each member state along with 2 Atom Index issue. Links: INIS, various links on its website for users. IAEA Library, International Nuclear Library Network, INLN. CERN, that is CERN document server. Energy citations, database, Energy Technology Data Exchange, that is ETDE. Nuclear Science Abstracts, NSA, OECD or NEA Data Bank. WorldWideScience.org, ICTP Marie Curie Library. Services in India. From the very beginning, India has been actively associated with INIS. In India, Library and Information Services Division of BARC is the National Center for INIS activities. This center collects information on the subject and then sends it to the Center Processing Unit and passes the output to the users. The INIS database can be accessed online through internet and CDs which are distributed by IAEA. The non-conventional literature of INIS is available in the form of CDs, microforms. Besides the above products, each member state offers a host of individualized services based on INIS products received from the INIS Secretariat. Details of the exact availability of INIS related services in the particular country are available from the National INIS Liaison Officer. Medlars. Introduction. International information systems are organized to serve the needs of developed as well as developing countries on cooperative basis. These are established to store recorded information and retrieve it expeditiously. They provide free exchange of information among scientists in various countries. The major international information systems and services are INIS, AGRIS, INSPEC, BIOSYS, Medlars, etc. Medlars, which is Medical Literature Analysis and Retrieval System, is an online computer searching system and a bibliographic service started by NLM, Maryland, USA. The work on Medlars began in 1960 and the system has several major revisions. System came into operation in 1964. Medlars system. Medlars is a computerized storage and retrieval system to furnish bibliographic access to NLM's large biomedical collection. It became operational with the first computer-produced issue of Index Medicus, a comprehensive subject author index to the articles from the world's biomedical journals. Activities of Medlars: preparing of citations for the publication of Index Medicus, maintenance of several computer-readable databases including Medline, operation of online network, provides SDI-LINE, which is SDI line. Purpose of Medlars: to study the demand search requirements of Medlars users, to determine how effectively and efficiently the present Medlars services are meeting its requirements, to determine factors adversely affecting the performance, to discover ways in which more effectively or more economically user requirements can be satisfied. Indian Medlars Center, IMC, NIC and ICMR have jointly set up Indian Medlars Center to cater to the information needs of medical community of India. We all know that Indian contribution in the areas of biomedical research and healthcare has been significant and conforming to international standards. Unfortunately, only a small fraction of it is available for reference through international bibliographic databases. The ICMR-NIC Center for Biomedical Information, Indian Medlars Center or IMC, has developed a bibliographic database of peer-reviewed Indian biomedical literature. This database covers prominent Indian journals, which have been selected from more than 200 journals. More journals would be added to the list as their quality 229 global information systems and programs improves in the coming years. It is proposed to cover the journals from 1985 onwards in this database. INDMED, this database is covering prominent peer-reviewed Indian biomedical journals. It is basically designed to provide medical professionals or researchers, students and the medical library professionals a quick and easy access to Indian literature covering biomedical field. AGRIS. The AGRIS was established in 1974 by the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, of the United Nations to facilitate information and knowledge exchange and provide bibliographical control over agricultural and allied sciences, literature of the world. Objectives: development of decision support systems, DSS, and production practices and systems. The DSS proposed under AGRIS will facilitate farmers in adopting appropriate agricultural production practices. Creation of metadata to become the country's initiative of National Spatial Data Infrastructure, which is NSDI on agriculture. Preparation of guidelines on standardized methodology or best practices to be used for building agricultural resource information system in similar districts of the country. AGRIS has been operational since 1975. Its main aim is to build an information system in the field of agricultural science and technology and related subjects. It is a system of collaborated network of agricultural institutions of the world. The basic principles on which AGRIS was established as an agricultural network are given below. AGRIS is an international or global system that is entirely international in scope, as all United Nations member countries are participating in the program. Multilingual with English as a carrier language, a centralized collection of bibliographic details of publications, outputs and activities of agricultural research programs of various United Nations member states. Special emphasis is on non-conventional, which is grey literature in member states, a global system which is participatory as it is based on a designated national AGRIS input center in each United Nations member state and other related agricultural international organizations, an information system supported by Food and Agricultural Organization, which is FAO, which has complete coordination with regard to application of food and methodologies, data processing, training and other technical backup activities, and a system where all UN member states have common ownership of agricultural data along with facility of easy access to the collective information base maintained at the AGRIS headquarters. The subject areas of the AGRIS include various aspects of agriculture, including forestry, food, environment, animal sciences, aquatic sciences and fisheries, human nutrition and all other aspects related to agricultural sciences from participating countries all over the world. AGRIS centers input information from periodical literature, monographs, reports, patents, standards, etc. on standardized data input formats. The covered literature also includes unique material such as unpublished scientific and technical reports, thesis, conference papers, government publications and more. 220 information sources, systems and programs. Approximately 130,000 records are added each year with keywords in English, French and Spanish. The centralized processing is then done at the AGRIS Coordinating Center in Rome. The AGRIS Information System has till date a total of 242 participating centers located in various United Nations member states. Each AGRIS National Center acts as a focal point in the concerned country or region, which makes available information to the user community, thereby acting as a decentralized system. Some of the centers are carrying out not only the documentation of scientific and technical literature, but are also working for the development of agricultural information management. In the last 3 decades, AGRIS has been quite successful in achieving its initially stated goals, but there have been some problems faced by the participating centers which at times hamper overall progress of the network. Some of these problems are access to the original documents. All AGRIS records comprise bibliographic reference. The abstract is usually available for only about 30% of AGRIS records. The access to the full text of the documents, however, is only possible through document delivery. For example, by post or fax. Therefore, most developing countries have not been able to offer this service properly, and this leads to a lot of problems. Second is incomplete coverage. In the last few years, a review of the input statistics of literature received from Asia or Pacific region, Africa and Latin American, Caribbean regions to the Central AGRIS database shows slight decline in the number of records input to the database. This has been in contrast to the statistics gathered from other sources that show a fast upward trend of global production of documentation and other outputs related to agricultural development and food security, which too is a cause for alarm. Third is agriculture related systems other than AGRIS. As per a chief objective of AGRIS, its database receives all inputs from the United Nations member states only. But many national bibliographic databases and even collections of electronic full text documents pertinent to the scope of AGRIS exist outside the framework of AGRIS and thus have no involvement with FAO. Fourth is lack of structural and institutional linkages. The overall setup lacks network linkages due to structural and institutional barriers. Thus, the existing AGRIS system lacks proper coverage due to its centers not being linked in any significant way to the wider community of organizations and programs working in food security or rural development. Since its inception, the chief objective of AGRIS has been capacity building, improving access and exchange of information in the area of agricultural science and technology. Besides this, the system also aims to review the present-day available technologies and user requirements for the future of development of the AGRIS. Presently, the strengthening of the AGRIS initiative has gone far beyond the creation and development of bibliographical databases. The focus has always been to improve accessibility of science and technology information to facilitate agricultural development and food security. AGRIS plays a vital role in highlighting the need and importance of agriculture and information related to the agricultural activities in the developing and developed countries, thereby indicating that agriculture can be a central part of the developments in these nations. Although this effort is entirely based on the awareness and goodwill to 21 global information systems and programs of the international community, AGRIS can lead to improving electronic publishing of documentation in agricultural science and technology, linking information about institutions, scientists and researchers and activities without too much of efforts, and thus leading to a collaborative framework. With the above in view, the AGRIS has revised its principles in collaboration with the member countries for the AGRIS network to achieve its objective in the near future. The revised principles take into account the aspects related to adopting a decentralized approach, more emphasis on national partnerships, improved linkages, capacity building, making available full text of documents in the field of agriculture science and technology, web-enabled methodologies and tools, and need for establishment of standards. AGRIS Database Online. Online access to the global AGRIS database is provided by AGRIS Database Online, FAO or WICENT, which is WAICENT, FAO web server. Dialogue, Palo Alto, USA, non-USA portion only. DIMIDI, Cologne, Germany. AgriVoc, Thesaurus, FAO or WICENT, PAO web server. Information services. AGRIS provides data on recent basis in printed form or on magnetic media. Retrospective searches through the entire database. Selective dissemination of information service, by which users can request the AGRIS processing unit to keep them informed of any new AGRIS entries on specific subjects of concern to them. National bibliographies containing all entries generated in a country and those concerning this country and published outside. Master copies can be prepared on a high-resolution laser printer in grinder format, ready for reproduction by offset or photocopy. Subject bibliographies can also be prepared upon request from specialized cooperating centers such as the CGIAR, IARCs or FAO divisions. Other services: developing and distribution of the AgriVoc Thesaurus, distribution of the UNESCO or CDS or ISIS database software for PCs, developing and distribution of software for AGRIS input data preparation, AGRIN or AGCHK, AGRIS repository. AGRIS covers the wide range of subjects and its content includes unique grey literature such as unpublished scientific and technical reports, theses, conference papers, government publications and more developed countries. A growing number, around 20% of bibliographical records, have a corresponding full text document on the web which can easily be retrieved by Google. Access to the AGRIS repository is provided through the AGRIS search engine. As such, it enables retrieval of bibliographic records contained in the AGRIS repository. Allows users to perform either full text or fielded parametric and assisted queries. The AGRIS repository exploits the advantages of both open source search platform, that is SOLR, and structured XML. It facilitates the exchange of information among developing countries and between developing and developed countries. AGRIS India. The Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India took a decision in 1974 for participating in AGRIS through a National Input Center under the Indian Council for Agriculture Search, ICAR, New Delhi. The Agricultural Resources Information System is the central sector scheme for strengthening or promoting agricultural information system in the Department of Agriculture and Cooperation, that is DAC, Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India. AGRIS is a needed domestic strategy for sustainable agricultural production and sustainable rural livelihoods in India. It is an e-government program for fostering agricultural growth, poverty reduction and sustainable resource use in India at grassroots level, and also a step towards establishing a location-specific e-government model for the poor. The implementation of component AGRIS will facilitate development of typology-specific agriculture development plan in the country. This project is being executed by Agricultural Informatics Division of National Informatics Center. Agricultural inputs recommendations, farming systems analysis and development, environmental impact assessment, monitoring of land resources development. AGRIS is able to extract information from following resources and enrich the AGRIS data. DPpedia, Databasepedia, World Bank Google Custom Search API, Nature Open Search, FAO Geopolitical Ontology, country profiles, Global Biodiversity Information Facility, International Food Policy Research Institute, IFPRI, FAO Fisheries and Aquaculture Fact Sheets, API, Diversity International, Chinese Agricultural SkyTech Documents, Database, CASDD, CGRIS Germplasm Database, AGRIS 2.0. On 5th December 2013, AGRIS 2.0 was released. A collaborative network of more than 150 institutions from 65 countries maintained by FAO of the UN promoting free access to agricultural information. A multilingual bibliographic database for agricultural science fueled by the AGRIS network containing more than 8 million records, largely enhanced with AgriVoc, FAO's multilingual thesaurus covering all areas of interest to FAO, including food, nutrition, agriculture, fisheries, forestry, environment, etc. A mashup web application that links the bibliographic AGRIS knowledge to related resources on the web using the linked open data methodology. An AGRIS mashup page is a web page where an AGRIS resource is displayed together with relevant knowledge extracted from external data sources such as the World Bank, DBpedia and Nature. The availability of external data sources is not under AGRIS control. Thus, if an external data source is temporary, unreachable, it won't be displayed in AGRIS's mashup pages. AGRIS data was converted to Resources Description Framework (RDF) and the resulting linked dataset created some 200 million triples. AGRIS is also registered in the Data Hub, ERIC, ERIC. ERIC is an online digital library of education, research and information. ERIC is sponsored by the Institute of Education Sciences of the United States Department of Education. The mission of ERIC is to provide a comprehensive, easy-to-use, searchable internet-based bibliographic and full-text database of education research and information for educators, researchers and the general public. Where ERIC begins. ERIC gets a start on 1964. ERIC program begins in the Office of Education on May 15th. It was an office without funds and an office without a program. But early farmers had big plans. Harold Haswell is first ERIC director. The ERIC collection begun in 1966 contains records for a variety of publication types including journals, articles, books, research synthesis, conference papers, technical reports, dissertations, policy papers and other education-related materials accessible. Currently, over 655,000 records are from scholarly journals. More than 225,000 records are from reports, conference proceedings. Reference works in excess of 14,000 records. Who uses ERIC? Academics, including professors, students and librarians, look for peer-reviewed materials to inform research, increase knowledge and support patrons. Researchers frequently seek the latest evidence-based articles for their work and also contribute their finished research to ERIC. Educators, including teachers, principals and curriculum specialists, search for materials that support classroom practices, school administration and curriculum development. Policymakers in state and federal departments of education or legislatures search for resources that support policy, development and evaluation. The general public, including parents, the media and other audiences, look for materials to help answer a full range of education questions. Well, that is all that we had for you in today's episode. I do hope you got to understand a lot from this episode and that you enjoyed it. Till the next time, it's a goodbye from me.